I had to share this video regarding this black businessman. I think he was traveling. He was traveling somewhere, and he saw this white homeless person, and the homeless person asked him for some money, and he gave them $5. However, they got talking. Okay, they got talking, and how he got there. His marriage broke up. Blah blah blah. Fighting over the children, and he ended up being homeless. However, the homeless person then asked, this guy where he was from, to which he replied, South Africa. And the homeless person, when he heard Africa, hand back the $5, almost like, well, I'm white, my situation will ride itself out. You're from Africa, you need the money more, okay? And it tells you that here's a guy who was homeless, yet he knew his skin was his passport. Sooner or later, he could, wish his whiteness to activate himself like a Brill cream, and everything would be okay, purely because, how can I put it? As the guy called it, his situation was not permanent. Somehow his own people would come and rescue him because he was white. But what it tells you is that it was about white privilege, and it tells you that's what the guy was mentioning, white privilege. People pretend that, I'm white, I'm disabled. Really, no. When you're white, you have a passport, you have automatically a white privilege that protects you from not only colorism, but the same systematic injustice and racism which has paved the road for black people since the day we are born. Okay, and the mere fact this homeless person hand back the $5, you can't get lower than sleeping on the streets. You can't get lower in life than that. Not even a white disabled person, a white LGBTQ can compare to, their situation, their so-called prejudices, or discriminations to someone sleeping on the streets. You can't get lower than that. Yet he handed back his $5, when he found out that this guy was from Africa. Africa must be poor. I'm white. Don't worry. My white skin will look after me. My white skin, I'll just wait for a while and act right. If a black guy go in a suit to go for a job and a white man turning up in a dungarees, who's going to get the job? The white man will. And that's why when he says, I'll just write it out, this is a true story. I'll write a homeless white person handing back $5 to an African businessman, purely because you hear the word African. Where you from? Africa. Oh, you need it. You need it. In his suit, you need it more than I do. This situation, I'll write it out. The homeless person, you want to eat, you want shelter, but no, he gave it back. That's an insult. That's an insult. And that is how they interact with us. That is how they perceive us. If you want to find out, I did an experiment one day. I wrote on Yahoo question. I wanted to find out, when white people see me, what goes through their minds. So I decided to ask a question on Yahoo questions. And I posted a picture of me. I says, guess what I do for a living? And this, I put in expert areas, psychologists, sociologists, you name it, in the proper area, not musicians, not arts and crafts, not, I put it in the right section. The old says, I was a pimp, I was a drug dealer. I was a rapper. These are experts, psychologists and sociologists. This is how they interact with you on. This is when they see you on the streets. That's how white people are interacting with you. That's what comes through their minds. Colorism. Before getting the facts, already drawing it because of what you look like. So I was a pimp, I was a drug dealer. I want you to find out what comes to white people's minds when they see me and they're jumping back when I'm walking behind them. Colorism, stereotype. And this is what happens. And this guy, he hearing Africa, poverty, etc. Oh, you need it, I don't need it. White privilege will protect him, and he knows that. And which is why he was willing to gamble him being homeless. He was willing to gamble it. In other words, when you are black, a white homeless person is better off. You focus on that. They're more likely to get more justice than a black person living in a mansion. All because they are white. They look after their own people first. And when he shared that story, I was shocked. Because I can understand a struggling person had the money back. Here you are. You Negro, here you are. I can understand that. But a homeless person, you can't get lower than that. When a homeless person give you back your money, you think, wow, you can't get lower than that. You really can't. Yeah, I'll think twice before I give money to homeless people now. I'll think twice, but it was shocking. It was shocking. And I said, I'm gonna have to share this video. I'm gonna have to share it, because if I can find the link, I'll find the link and I will send it to you. But it tells you, that when they pretend that they are victims and victims of discrimination, it's the new blackface. They're lying. Your white skin is your white privilege. It's your passport.